Alright, looks like recording is good. Hello, visitors and watchers. Welcome back to Let's Read If My Heart Had Wings, Kotori Roots. Blind. Um, Quick recap. Last time we met our character Owie, or Ao. I don't know if any other character actually said his name yet, so I don't know how to pronounce it. I'll just say Ao. Sounds easier. Um, he saw that he was some sort of biker and something happened, maybe an accident that caused an injury, which made him stop biking, or something happened to him that made him want to stop biking, whether it's a physical injury or a mental injury. So he returned to his hometown to go to school there. As a break, we met a girl on a hill in like a field of windmills who has some sort of physical disability where her legs don't work. We're not sure exactly what it is. And she has a badass wheelchair and a pet duck with a top hat, which is pretty awesome. She was very cute, and they had a pretty good heartfelt moment. Um, and for the second half of the episode, since I actually read 2 chapters in one without knowing, because I didn't know what the chapter breaks looked like, um, we found out where we were staying. We were actually hired as a dorm mother for a dormitory, which is basically like sort of the head caretaker. Despite him being a student, which is pretty odd. That usually doesn't happen, but whatever. That's not the weirdest part. He's actually assigned to an all-female girls dormitory, which is odd again for a guy to do that, especially. And we met some more people in our cast. Don't remember all of them. One, I love the little titles they give the people who they don't know their names. Like one was Underwear Girl, and the wheelchair girl was Little Girl for a while. But we got her. Totally forgot her name. I think that starts with a K. Who's kind of like the oldest in the place. There's a glasses girl, a tall girl, and some other girl, some shy girl. We didn't really meet her. And we found out that Kotori, which is again the main protagonist of this route we're doing anyways, or heroine, is the wheelchair girl. Well, that's her name, and she's living in here, so. And then kind of very coincidental, but yeah, I think my thoughts on the first part is pretty positive. I'm enjoying it enough, and I'm excited to see what else is happening. If we'll meet some um, more people, probably will, since we are still a student, and we'll probably meet some classmates, and yeah, go on from there. This is a romance novel, so it's more character-based and plot-based, so I'm excited to see our cast and hopefully make this an exciting read. So let's just get started. This is the next day after, I'm guessing, in the morning. My first job as a dorm mother was making breakfast for the boarders. Kanako. I knew it was a K. I'm just really bad with names. Kind of. I mean, I got the hang of them after a while. Just give me another episode or two. Yeah, it is Aoi. Okay. Sure, a large serving, right? I was pretty confident in my cooking. Until now, I had been living with my father, who had been transferred to the countryside. I was helping with the housework every day. I was in charge of preparing the meals, and I liked cooking to begin with. That was one reason why I accepted the job as a dorm mother. The others don't eat breakfast? No one else has come to the dining hall. Even when somebody was passing by, they were kind of sneaking around for some reason. There's a tall girl. Yeah, they're so nervous. When Kanako-san looked towards the hallway, the oldest boarder, Yuka-san, oh, she's the oldest. Okay, I thought Kanako was. Who was just peeking here, quickly ran away. But Keifu is a co-ed school, right? Yeah. That's a good point. I see. It seems that working as a dorm mother of a girls' dormitory will be a little problematic after all. There was a reason why I accepted the job as a dorm mother at Flying Fish Manor. Not long ago, the landlord had collapsed. It seems that she's pretty old. On top of straining her back, she also caught a summer cold, which made matters worse. The landlord immediately started looking for a replacement, but couldn't find anyone. Then she sought help from my mother, who works at the local real estate company. This is one of the properties that my mom manages. She and the landlord are old acquaintances. She picked me up for this job since I was planning to come back here. Officially, my mom was the one responsible for this place. In practice, I was carrying out the work of the dorm mother. That was actually the condition for letting me come back to this town. As usual, she was taking advantage of me, but I wasn't really against the idea, so I accepted. If I had known it was a girls' dormitory, I would have certainly refused. This place was old and a little far from the school, but the rent was cheap. Apart from the food and administrative expenses, it cost next to nothing. It would have been a bother if they couldn't stay here. At worst, some boarders wouldn't have been able to go to school. That's why they accepted a guy as a temporary dorm mother. I still feel like some of the sound effects are like reused, because it sounds like something that would be in an H scene, right? Feel like some of them are like reused for that, which is weird. Kanato's-san stacked up the dishes on the counter and licked her lips in satisfaction. She had eaten it all. Not even a single grain of rice was left. Having people enjoy my cooking feels pretty good. I uttered this heartily. I felt as if I got more praise than I deserved. Oop, it's late. I better get ready for school too. Kotori. I bumped into Habane-san in the entry hall. She was wearing her uniform and looked like she was about to go to school. Oh yeah, I'm still sick by the way, but I think it's better than last. I think I'm more clearer than yesterday, so that's good. Good morning, Habane-san. Are you going to school? Shall we go together? On the way anyways. Why? Look. She replied curtly and quickly went out the front door. Yeah, and we learned that she's a lot more sassy than her first appearance when we first met her. I think she was just really sensitive back then, so makes sense. I don't have any friends at school, so I just wanted to have someone to talk to. Aww. Apparently she misunderstood something. Yeah. Shut. This place looks so futuristic, kind of. Or maybe not. I know that actually recently there's a lot of weird building shapes. Like, look at that. Even here in Canada. I put on my new uniform and made my way to school. I was a dorm mother, but also a student at Keifu Academy. Or rather, the latter was my main occupation. Today was the first day at my new school. I'm not the shy type, but I was actually a little nervous. The school I was going to before was sports-focused, all-boys school. Keifu Academy, the school I'll be attending starting today, was an engineering school, and was also co-educational. As I walked along the streets leading to the school, there were more and more groups of people wearing the same uniform. I used to live here 5 years ago. There should be some people that I know, but most of my acquaintances went on to regular schools. I wonder if the ones who went to Teifu Academy remember me. Even one acquaintance would make a big difference. As for Byuchi-san, I got weirdly misunderstood, which is the nickname for Habane. Oh yeah, which school does Egaha and the others go to? Maybe his own friends. What is that transition? That's a weird one. Top left pixel corner transition. They were my childhood friends. I always played with them when I was a kid. There were Egaha? That sounds weird. Mabu, Hotaru, and Anchan. Out of that group, Egaha and Mabu are the same age as me, but we haven't met in 5 years and haven't really stayed in touch. We only exchanged New Year's cards. Now that I mention it, I think there was a small message about which school they were planning to enter. That's a shame. That's a loud shame. I should probably close my window, but it's pretty hot in here, so... Or it's like, not hot, but like decently warm. What was I saying? Now that I mention it, I think there was a small message about which school they were planning to enter in that corner of the last New Year's card. What did it say again? I had a lot of stuff to deal with, and I found it a little bothersome, save for Anchan. I haven't told anyone that I'm coming back. Okay. To be honest, I wasn't even sure how I should act if I saw them. I don't like this transition. That transition seems a little weird, I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to Edha, I don't know that name. Is that an Asian name? Or a Japanese name at least? Never even seen something close to that before. I'm just trying to call her A until we hear her name from someone. She would probably say something like, "Why didn't you contact me?" and hit me. Wow. She used to look and act like a real tomboy. When I recalled the past and grinned. Oh, speak of the devil. At the spot where two school routes merged, a girl wearing a Teifu uniform stopped walking and looked at me. The other girls who were walking with her were puzzled and asked what's going on. However, that girl, as if she couldn't hear them, kept staring fixedly at me. Her gaze seemed slightly surprised. She's pretty cute. Without realizing, I'd stopped walking and was looking at the girl as well. I was going to an old boys' school until just a few days ago. Yeah. I don't know. I was obviously in co-ed, but I guess it would be really different going to a co-ed school if you're at a same gendered school. Don't have a lot of those, I think, at least in my area. It's only natural that merely the sight of a girl, moreover a cute one, going to school in her uniform made my heart skip a beat. And other people. Yeah, that's me. I was a little surprised when she called out my name all of a sudden, and in such a familiar manner at that. Who could that be? It's probably the girl with the weird name. She called me in a very familiar way again, looking very delighted. Did I know any girls this cute? No wait, I've seen this face before. Those eyes that sparkled like a little kid's when she smiled. Could it be A? Agaha. Okay. While saying that, she briskly approached me and brought her face right in front of mine without hesitation. It was definitely Agaha. She's changed a lot, but if I just look at her face, there's no doubt it's her. Are you really that Agaha? Himegi Agaha. The other girls gathered around us in a circle and asked her who I was. Adaha turned towards them and introduced me. Sachin. Sachin replied, "No way, this is Minase. Shit, I forgot already. Minase? Amkun?" in a soft, surprised voice. That's right, we were in the same class at one point in 4th grade. That was embarrassing. The girls seemed interested in Adaha's explanation, and they looked at me in anticipation. Nice to meet you all. I'm Minase. It's not Minase, it has to be Minase or Minase. Ali. I made a stern face as I introduced myself. To hide my embarrassment of being in front of so many girls in school uniforms, Adaha, who was looking at me, snickered in amusement. I never thought I would be doing self-introduction on the way to school like that, so I was totally unprepared. Question? Is this? I think it has to. Wait, my guide. This is, I am using a guide. Very skimly. Also, I noticed that, Kanako isn't in this, which is kind of sad. I think she's so far anyways, her, Hinabe looks the best. Justin looks, of course I don't think we've met the whole cast. Okay, apparently it doesn't matter. Makes sense. Yeah, okay. I'll say it again. Byuchi's words skimmed through my mind. Wait, was that? Oh wait, no, I don't think that was a choice. Yikes, I think she was just quoting Byuchi. I don't know, it looked awkward. You've gotten, why am I reading that? As she spoke, Adaha moved her hand near the top of my head to check the difference in height between us. Our bodies were making contact, but she either didn't notice or didn't mind. I flinched slightly, but the fact that she was so unreserved actually made me feel more comfortable. Speaking of which, you've also changed. She looked at herself as she said that. Yeah, even though you always looked like a boy, now your figure has become quite girly. Those were my honest thoughts, but it sounded strangely lewd when I said that. Yeah, that's weird. I thought she would be a little mad for that, but... Adaha laughed happily and did a little spin on the spot. The force of her turn made her skirt flutter a little. Yeah, it's like you're not really Adaha. Dazed, I spoke my mind without thinking. Adaha was pleased and high-fived her friends. Seeing her in high spirits felt just like the old times. Adaha, my best friend from childhood, hadn't changed in the 5 years that had passed, with the exception of her appearance. There we go. More interesting transitions, a little wheel thing. The lesson on my first day at my new school flew by in the blink of an eye. Between lessons taught in regular schools, like language and social studies, were classes from a technical curriculum. I was still in my second year, so I didn't have many of those classes, but it appears that when you reach 3rd and 4th years, they become more numerous. By the way, this is a 5-year school. Because of that, when I was walking through the hallways... Look at this school! What the heck? It's so bougie. Not even that, it's more futuristic almost. Oh, she's pretty, thinking. Why did they... I wonder why they bracketed that when this is all in his mind anyways. Anyway, I guess that doesn't matter. It's probably due to the sad nature of my former all-boys school, but I couldn't stop my eyes from following the girls as I walked past them. It's alright, we'll let it pass. No, that's not it. I just thought they were really grown up, that's all. At our age, a gap of 3 or 4 years can be very big. The upperclassmen looked very mature. Huh? Why's that? I asked without thinking, and Araha looked at me as if she wanted to call me a pervert. I had heard about that before I transferred. They increased the number of courses for girls and asked famous designers to design the new school building. Well, they did a really good job. This looks so sick. It said that thanks to that, the ratio of boys and girls is about 50-50. It became one of the selling points of the school. Knowing that I had been wavering before I decided to transfer here, I'd like to think it's inevitable for a former all-boys school student. Yeah, we did it. I don't think you have to keep repeating that he was from an all-boys school. By the way, it was lunchtime. Agaha was in the middle of guiding me around the school building. The school building is amazing. Yeah. Agreed. Look at this. Looks like a sci-fi like building. I don't know, like a station for the government or something. This is insane. The school itself was pretty old. What? Since it was the special kind of school, it was naturally pretty famous in the local area. I've known about it as well since I was little. The school year has been rebuilt over the last few years. No, the school building has been rebuilt over the last few years, with the renovations divided into several stages. The work was completed just 1 year ago. It's said to be designed by famous designers. Yes, we got that before. The design featured many curved lines, so its appearance was quite different from what is generally associated with the word school. It felt like I had entered some kind of sci-fi setting. Yes. Similar wavelengths. I think that happened last episode too, where he said something that I was thinking like just a couple seconds ago. Barrier free. Barrier free? That's right, Byuchi-san said, aka Habane Kotori, should be somewhere in this school. Agaha, who was walking by my side, muttered as she looked at my face. Yeah, same to you. If she knew that I thought she was cute when we met on the way to school, she never stopped joking about it, so I kept quiet about that. You heard from An-chan. By the way, I was in the same class as Agaha. She knew that I might be coming as a transfer student, so she wasn't all that surprised by our encounter this morning. Oh, I love that facial expression. I think I said this last time too. The facial expressions actually have been pretty good in this game. Is she down to punch us? Sorry. I thought she was gonna punch. I thought she was gonna punch us because that's what he said. Because she said the exact same thing that he predicted, right? As for An-chan, he wasn't really my older brother or anything. Okay, it's our first other male cast member. He was our childhood friend, but since he was much older than us, we nicknamed him An-chan. An-chan or Chan? I forgot the difference. Even though he's not related by blood, he's just like an older brother to us. Agaha glared at me and grumbled as I tried to laugh it off. Yeah, that's what I thought. The axe bomber punch. I want to see that. She didn't actually hit me though. While we were talking, we went back to the classroom. What is this? Ew, this is literally... I mean, this is kind of like a university one. Though there's usually not built-in computers. I just there is sometimes. In like tutorials or labs. But even better, this is... What is this triple monitor, big flat screen? This is an insane high school. What the heck? Unless this is uni. I still don't know. Still don't know their ages or whatever. It might actually be uni. This is a little too much for high school, right? I felt a little uneasy taking lessons here, but I'll probably get used to it sometime soon. By the way, there's a girl in a wheelchair in the school, right? Her name is Byuchi-san. No, I mean Habane-san. I asked Adaha as we returned to our seats. I didn't ask what year she was in, even if it wasn't the same as ours. I thought Adaha would know her. That was an awkward response. That was quite an evasive response from Adaha. It wasn't just her. Oh, sorry, waiting for that train. Quick cough. Wait, let me take a little drink. I like the pose though. It wasn't just her. Other people who were sitting nearby and overheard our conversation also seemed to be feeling kind of awkward. Huh? After Adaha said that someone added, you meant today either, right? The way she said that seemed quite harsh. That can't be, I mean. I wanted to say that she had left the dormitory this morning in her uniform, but I bit my tongue. Because the atmosphere was rather strange. She's just slipping. Poor health. The pixel I guess they would do that for flashbacks in a single pixel transition. I actually think that's really cheesy. Yesterday she went out to the Windmill Hill, and later she was chasing that duck around the halls of the dormitory. And this morning she was wearing her uniform as she left the dorm. Is she skipping school? I think so. Gross. Stop doing that. However, our classmates' reactions to our conversation was even more worrying than Habane-san's absence. It seemed that even Adaha wasn't telling me everything. But I don't really know the situation, so I can't say anything. Just when the awkward mood had faded, a carefree voice resounded. A somewhat frivolous guy appeared in the entrance of our classroom and called out to a guy from our class. Mabu! Okay, one of our childhood friends. Another boy. Let's see. Ooh. I like his sprite. Looks pretty cool, actually. I also like Adaha's sprite. I need to look at it again, because her, like, the spacing of her eyes are kind of weird, but I like the red hair and the style in general. It looks pretty good. But this guy's style, he looks cool. A guy called Mabu, right? That's what she said. Entered the classroom. Yeah, see, look how spaced her eyes are. It kind of like makes her face look a little fat. But other than that, I think she looks pretty cool. Especially the hair. Like, that length of hair is like my personal favorite for hair. And the red hair. Really nice shade of red. Adaha and I both looked blankly at him for a moment. Doesn't even recognize us. Oh my god, trains galore. Sorry about that. What can you do? Except for to move, but I don't think I'm moving. Well, I can't say anytime soon, but not for now. Long time no see, Mabu. And excuse me, sorry for that. I'll try to warn you if I need a cough. He made a puzzled face when a transfer student suddenly acted so familiar with him. It's me, have you forgotten me? I looked at Adaha and she looked like she didn't tell him anything because she wanted to surprise him. This slightly frivolous guy was Tasaki Matsuju, aka Mabu. He was our childhood friend. Okay, that looks... The little portrait shots is pretty cute. All the portrait shots have been pretty cute so far. It's been like mainly of Hat, the duck with a top hat, and the one with Kotori chasing him. I enjoy these. These look good. That might be a thumbnail worthy. You seem well, Mabu. You've grown pretty tall. Matsuju used to be really small, but now he was about as tall as me. It's not the same kind of change as with Adaha, but it looks like he's grown about twice the size in the 5 years that had passed since we were kids. So happy! We firmly shook our right hands. It was just a little greeting. Aw, he's so happy! Yeah, I'm back, Mabu. He's pretty adorable too. This time he gave me a full-on hug. Hey! Male bonding. We were the only ones who thought so. All of the girls around us were totally freaked out. What? Excuse me again. Mabu suddenly backed off and pointed his fingers at the tip of my nose. Well, what is this all about? What is this all of a sudden? I'm sorry, but I couldn't help moving away. If you want to complain, go talk to my dad. I thought about writing a letter, but it was kind of embarrassing. We were both at fault for not contacting each other to begin with. Oh my god, this guy's so adorable. Saliva flew from his mouth. Okay, that's a little gross. As he emphasized that. After that, Mabu forgot all about borrowing the English dictionary and stormed out of the classroom. Look at that pose, though. Is that her battle pose? It wasn't just us. Everyone in the classroom was shocked. I think that was the right decision. You have my thanks. Even so, he did really seem upset about it. Oh, what is this sprite? It's adorable. It makes the spacesuit in her eyes actually look really cute when she's like this. That might be the thumbnail too. I probably should have done this. This or the other one with the little sprite. Yeah, I'm probably gonna say this multiple times just because it's so good, but the facial expressions. Big props to the artists for these. Don't say it like that. It sounds gross. Oh, wish that was a secret route. That'd be funny. While we were talking, the bell sounded, which marked the end of the lunchtime. Everyone put away their lunch boxes and got ready for the next lesson. Adaha was also going back to her seat, but she stopped halfway and came back. What's the matter? Adaha lowered her voice, watching out for those around us. You see, my mother asked me to be the dorm mother of the student dormitory. I also lowered my voice so that those around us wouldn't hear it. Habane is living there. My mom asked to take good care of her. Even if she hadn't, I'd be worried about her anyways. When she heard my explanation, Adaha started thinking about something. Is that her thinking face? Looks like she's pouting, kind of. Her expression was somewhat dark. Oh my god, what is that expression? It's so good. It looked like she couldn't believe someone could dislike school. I disliked school. I didn't hate it, but I personally didn't enjoy school. All three stages, elementary, high school, and uni. Uni was a lot better than the other ones, I think, but still. I guess. Choking on my own words. It was still my first day at the new school, but I was enjoying it quite a bit as well. I guess Adaha was satisfied by my explanation, as she returned to her seat while muttering something. Surprised she didn't freak out that she learned her dorm mother for an old girls' dormitory. Excuse me. Too late. Hopefully by the time I record the next episode, I won't be coughing. That'd be a lot better. After school, I was alone and was wandering around the school building. I wanted to take a look at some of the club activities. Film studies, that'd be fun. Drama club, not really a drama guy. There's even an RC club, which is racing car things, the tiny ones. As expected from a technical school. I looked at the sports ground from the window. The sports clubs were practicing in the heat. Compared to my school, it's pretty calm. The sports club at my school were taken very seriously. The sight of training before a match was one of grueling harshness. Wait, why did I say my school there? I'm a student of this school now. I'll go take a look. The sports people? I went down to the next playing field to watch the sports club practicing. I immediately felt like joining the practice myself though, so I decided to leave. The doctor said that light exercises shouldn't be a problem, but I tried stepping firmly with my right foot and I didn't really feel any discomfort. A group from the baseball club was returning from the off-campus running course and entered through the school gate. There we go. Minase. That sounds a lot better. Also, confirmation that he does have a physical injury on his right foot. Is this, Anchan? The one who called out to me was my old acquaintance. It's you, Taguchi. Long time no see. Taguchi? Not Anchan, I guess. No, not yet. I'm taking a look around right now. Baseball. When I was a kid, I often played baseball in the park. Some of the guys I used to play with back then were now in the baseball team. I'll think about it. I responded casually. The baseball club members repeated their request and turned back towards the sports ground. Baseball or whatever. Anything would be fine if only I could move my body normally. As I grumbled to myself, I didn't want to be anywhere near the sports ground anymore, so I went to the opposite way and entered the path leading behind the school. I walked around the rear side of the school grounds for a while. The rear garden, well, it looked, even if it was called like that. Yeah? The rear garden, well, even if it was called like that. Even if it was called that, it looked like it hasn't been maintained at all. It was just an empty space overgrown with weeds. In the empty space, there's a lone garage. Bites? Oh, it's a workshop. Pretty nice background so far, too. Hello, I'm coming in. It looked like no one was there, but I called out just before going inside, just to be sure. I wonder if this place is also used for some club activities. Yo, you see the glider in the left corner? Maybe it's the gliders? Maybe it's the glider we saw with Habane on the hill? Or maybe it was used for classes. The shelves that covered the walls were crammed with many tools and parts. I don't even know what could they be used for. In the center there was a huge object covered with a sheet. The feeling had welled up in me when I watched the sports club practice were strangely subsiding while I was here. The tools in the dimly lit garage must have reminded me of the times I was tinkering with my bicycle. What is this used for? I quietly walked around the garage. It's pretty spacious. There's even a tea set here. There was no doubt about it. Someone was using this place. It feels strangely comfortable. I guess one of the clubs must... Whoa! Someone's here. I was surprised. I felt like my heart was about to jump out. New character. The person who was there seemed like she hadn't noticed me at all. She was staring at the blueprints placed on some sort of drawing board and was groaning for some reason. I'm sorry for letting myself in here. I'll be going now. She's in the zone. It's no good. She didn't hear me. She stared at the blueprints with extremely serious eyes. She looked like she was concentrating really hard. I didn't know what to do, so I just looked at her from the side. Now that I look closely, she's really beautiful. Yeah, I like her design. Again, she has the wide eyes, but it actually kind of goes with her, while the other girls were kind of contrasting. And another pin. The Agaha had a cute pin on her hair, or some sort of flower thing. She has one too. Wait, why am I staring at her? Yeah, but good design. I'm digging the character design so far, of the main cast anyways. Flustered, I looked away. However, it looked like she still hadn't noticed me, so I took another glimpse. She looks quite mature. Is she a 5th year? Yeah, she looks a lot older than the other people we've met. She's so pretty. Habane-san was lovely too, but this person was different. She had a mysterious charm. Oh. Foosh. Suddenly she stood up. I'm sorry. I averted my eyes and apologized without thinking. She went straight at me, passed by my side, and grabbed a big, thick book from the shelf. Yeah, now she's mysterious beauty. Yes, that's it. Wait, why am I reading that? Don't know. She found something after flipping through just a few pages and went straight back to her seat again. Happy face. In a good mood, she swiftly started drawing the plans. The pen was making brisk, swishing sounds as it ran across the sheet. The mature air that she had until now just completely changed. When she smiled, she looked quite childish. Her eyes that were fixed on the plan seemed filled with crystal clear purity. Those eyes were like that of an innocent child who believes that the world is full of wonderful, glittering things. Her hand stopped. I didn't miss it. I didn't miss that timing. Excuse me. She finally noticed me. Even though I appeared so unexpectedly, she didn't show any signs of caution. Still, in a good mood, she smiled and greeted me. Hi. I managed to greet her, alright, but I couldn't find any words to continue the conversation. I'm sorry that I let myself in here. I just transferred here today. I was taking a look at club activities, and then I stumbled in here. I got a little carried away and said more than necessary, but she didn't seem interested at all. She was looking at me as if she wanted to ask, what about it? She said that somewhat bluntly, but it seemed she wasn't angry. She has a strange way of speaking. Well then, I better get going now. Sorry for the intrusion. Bye. While I was about to leave, a miserable yet ground sound echoed throughout the garage. What was that noise? Oh, this OST is cute. She said in a weak voice. That beautiful girl then held her stomach and collapsed onto the drawing board right before my eyes. That sound just now, it was your stomach? We were inside the garage, so the sound echoed like crazy. It was almost like a roar of a monster. She tried to get up unsteadily. Apparently she didn't have enough strength, so she just slumped down, laying her cheek on the drafting board again. Would you like to eat this? I took some bread out of my bag. I thought I'd get hungry if I only had a lunchbox, so I bought some melon bread during the lunch break. Oh. Her eyes sparkled as if she was an explorer who had discovered treasure in a secluded cave. Go ahead. She took the melon bread immediately, opened the wrapper, and bit it into the contents. She was devouring it greedily while scattering crumbs everywhere, like it was really delicious. Could it be that she's poor? The fact that she was so delighted just by something like melon bread was quite worrying. She didn't pay any mind to my pitying gaze or compassion and just ate up the high-calorie melon bread. Back face. Beautiful. She murmured happily at the peak of joy. She looked like she was mulling over the taste of the melon bread in her mind. She said she turned back. She said as she turned back to the drawing board. She then resumed drawing the plans with incredible energy. Based on her earnest expression, it seemed that she had already forgotten about me. What a strange girl. Very strange, actually. Well then, I'll be off now. She probably didn't hear me. Well, that's probably gonna be some sort of main character. I do know this story is about planes, so I'm guessing this is the plane club that we may or may not join, or at least be a part of. I took the melon bread wrapper that she had left behind and put it in my pocket. Then I turned to leave. I reluctantly left the peculiar atmosphere of the garage behind me. Ooh, evening already. Well, I guess I'll head back. By the time I finished checking out the clubs, the sky was orange, and it was slowly getting dark. Agaha was at the store gate. As soon as she saw me, she pointed the cell phone she was holding at me. I had told Agaha I would take a look at the club activities before leaving. I can't. I left my phone at the dormitory. Isn't bringing cell phones prohibited by the store rules? So adorable face. That's true. In high school, everyone had their cell phones out. Okay, I'm guessing this is high school. It has to be. It seems more high schoolish. It just looks like university. So it's okay as long as you didn't get caught. In my case, it wasn't that I cared about the school rules all that much. Moreover, I just found it bothersome to carry a cell phone around. How did you know my number? 5 years ago, when I left Kazadara, I was still just a kid, so I didn't have a cell phone. Still haven't met Anchan yet. Don't do that, it'll be a bother. Writing texts on a cell phone was too fiddly and bothersome, so I didn't really like it. But Agaha apparently ignored what I said. She started walking on ahead. It seems like an interesting school. It was different than the sports school or regular schools that had a unique atmosphere. Everyone looked like they enjoy it, and it's, how should I put it, like they come here to hang out. Things they want to do, huh? I'm not sure. There are a few that seem interesting, though. What do you do, Agaha? Robotics. We had a robotics club. I didn't join though. It's too confusing for me. Robots. That sounds interesting too. Yeah, I'll think about it. Isn't your place that way? No way, seriously? Hey. Thanks for everything today. Wait, that's... Y'all look the same in the past. That's a huge relief. Good for you, Aoi. Seriously? So what? That's because at an all-boys school, I didn't have any contact with girls. Agaha said that happily. So have you. To be honest, I thought she would have grown up to be more rough and tomboyish. Agaha smiled in silence. Looking at that innocent smile reminded me of how Agaha was when she was still just a kid. Yeah. How? Bam. Ouch. She slapped my back with all her strength. Then she gave me a big wave and turned around the corner. Ouch, that rascal. She might have gotten a little cuter, but she hasn't really changed on the inside. Welcome back, huh? Her attitude hasn't really changed compared to the past. That improved my mood a little. Is that hat? Or just random dots? Should I end here? It's almost an hour. I'll keep going. I'll end soon if the chapter doesn't end. I thought it was gonna break sooner, but it's alright. After Adaha and I went our separate ways, I went shopping for dinner on the way back. It's going to be hot again tomorrow. I'll have to make nutritious food to give them energy. I put the menu together in my head enthusiastically. Oh no, I forgot to buy milk. There was a convenience store right in front of me. 5 years ago, there was a tobacconist here. Just a tobacco specialist store? It's a little expensive, but I don't have time to go back to the supermarket. And when I was thinking that... Hello, Byuchi? The automated door opened, and the self-proclaimed cool beauty left the shop. She had a bag on her lap. Her smile was the exact opposite of cool. She didn't notice me and went in the direction of the dormitory. That girl. She didn't go to school. What was she doing? I gave up on buying the milk and followed Habane-san. Oh, this song, that's so cute. When she got back to the dormitory, she opened the front door just slightly. Oh, the duck! She called Hat from the other side of the door and spoke to him about something. She was sneaking around and seemed really suspicious. Is she talking about me? This is a girls' dormitory, so I'm the only boy here. I don't remember being mean, though. I don't know why, but it would appear that she is sneaking around to avoid being found by me. If that's what she plans, I head for the back door to the dormitory. I hid myself in the kitchen for now. Shh! Go tell her I'm not here. I don't know if he got the message, but he left the dining hall and headed to the entrance while whittling his butt. While I was watching in ambush, I put the food I bought in the fridge. After a little while, when Habane entered the dining hall, she went straight for the cupboard and took out a spoon. She didn't take out a dish and sat at the table, still in her wheelchair. She put the shopping bag from the convenience store on the table. Inside was Haagen-Dazs, which is ice cream. Needless to say, it was a top quality ice cream. It's pretty big in Japan, too, I think. Not only that, but it was the family size. Oh, she's about to go to town on that bucket. It's a really huge and costs 2,500 yen. What? How much is that in Canadian? I think that's around like $30, but there's no way. Let me quickly check. 100 yen to CAD. Yeah, it is $30.02. $30 ice cream bucket. Why is that so expensive? Maybe because it's Haagen-Dazs? I don't know, I've never bought a Haagen-Dazs bucket. She opened the lid and held a spoon used for eating curry in her right hand. Is this a bucket list thing? Hat. Havane-san's spoon dug a very deep hole in the smooth surface of the Haagen-Dazs. She stuffed her cheeks with one spoonful. One scoop like that would be about 100 yen. She brought her hand to her cheek as though she was flooded with happiness from the bottom of her heart. What is she doing? Seeing what she was doing made hiding and watching her seem pretty ridiculous. Unfortunately, I was unaware that I was watching. Habane-san was digging through the ice cream rapidly, like a construction machine. quality sound effects. Even if it was only 105 yen ice cream, you'd savor the flavor more than that. Whoa, brain freeze. With that mouthful of ice cream, Habane-san suddenly lowered her head and held her temples. Getting a brain freeze from eating too much Haagen-Dazs is the epitome of luxury. During this little pause, Habane-san opened her notebook. Something was written there. I sneaked up a little closer behind her. Shh. Come on, no snitching. Next to the words, eat as much Haagen-Dazs as I want. Habane-san wrote, done. It is a bucket list. It seemed to be some sort of list. Things I want to do? That was the title, and there are bullet points below. Stroke the head of a big dog in the neighborhood. It's really scary, but it might be unexpectedly friendly. If possible, I'd like to ride around on its back. Fill the bath with water and swim in it like it's a pool. Throw a pie, and so on. Among those was, go and see the Windmill Hill, with done written next to it. What is this? Whoa. Made me jump a little. Whoa! Habane-san's scream pierced through my right ear and went out the left one. I was here before you came. Her mouth was open and shut as she looked at Hat. My boy, Hat, he has my back. Well, I guess it's impossible for a Tet to do reconnaissance. Even if he managed to correctly understand this mission, there's no way he could convey the message. Habane-san looked away ashamed. It's alright. Everyone has a bucket list. Even though hers seems kind of weird. And weirdly simple. I'm sorry for surprising you. You were sneaking around, so I thought you were up to something. I didn't mean to spoil her personal enjoyment. Please. I went back to the kitchen to get things ready for dinner. Habane-san continued eating the ice cream, except she was sulking, as if she wanted to say that it tasted only half as good now. Why didn't you go to school? She blatantly lied. Should someone who has a cold be eating ice cream? I'm the darn mother, you know. I have to make sure the boarders have the right lifestyle. It's pretty weird. Swoosh. She went through the trouble of turning around so that she just could point at me. If you want to call me dorm father, then that's fine by me. Habane-san turned around and went back to enjoying her ice cream. She's so sassy. It's pretty adorable, though. If you weren't at school, then where were you? I asked in a somewhat softer tone. Did you go to Windmill Hill again? She ignored me and kept eating her ice cream. It is my business. I don't mean that. Yesterday, if I hadn't been passing by, where would you be right now? If something went wrong in a place like that, it's possible that nobody would come to help. If you couldn't move your wheelchair, what would you have done by yourself? Do you still think that's not my business? I didn't say that to blame her for anything. That's why I tried to speak as calmly as possible. However, I put some serious feelings into it. There's a giant salamander. You're proud of that? If you think that people would be grateful just because it's so rare, you're severely mistaken. Habane-san faltered under this sound argument, put down the spoon, and started thinking seriously.
でも私こんなだから何もできない。アイス食べる？高いやつよ。
No, I don't. I sounded a little mean, and Habane-san suddenly got teary-eyed. Her cheeks were quivering as she desperately tried to hold back the tears. Hey, I'm sorry, I was joking. Don't make such a face.
別に普通だもん。
It's kind of like me. I'm not gonna lie, kind of embarrassing, but I cry really easily. Especially like, well, not currently, but like back then when I was younger. Even in high school years, if I got scolded by like my dad, I would start crying. Even though it was like the gentlest scolding ever, I was like, no, please. That's right, you're perfectly fine. He had quacked as though he was trying to cheer her up. I didn't say I wanted you to thank me. It's just that going alone without telling anyone where you will be is kind of dangerous. You understand that, right? She wiped the corner of her eye with her finger. She answered somewhat stubbornly. She put the spoon down and turned to leave the dining hall. Where are you going? When she was leaving, she closed the notebook and put it on her lap. Right then, a piece of paper fell from the notebook. You dropped something. It seemed she didn't hear me and left the dining hall. Hat went after her. As the sound of the wheelchair grew distant, I let out a big sigh. Maybe I said too much. It's just that I was really worried about her. I don't know anything about Habane-san, so perhaps it's really none of my business, but wait. Oh my god. Now that I think about it, she was wearing her uniform this morning. However, she was wearing her own clothes yesterday when she went to the windmill hill. Could it be that she's actually planning to go to school? That was possible, wasn't it? I hate that transition. My only negative. It's so weird. As I thought of that, my mood lightened up a little. I picked up the piece of paper that she had dropped. Huh? For a moment I couldn't believe my eyes. It was a notice of withdrawal from the school. Dun dun dun. Dude, how long is this chapter? It has to be over soon. Guess we'll write it out, but just since this is opening week, we can do long episodes, but next time I want to do like 40-minute episode splits probably. I was depressed while I was cleaning up after dinner, and Kanako-san came to comfort me. Why? Why did everyone leave so much uneaten? Kanako-san was the only one who ate all of her dinner tonight. Without exception, everyone else left some food. Tomorrow I'll make even better food. It will be so tasty that no one will leave anything uneaten. I felt renewed determination, and then the duck came waddling into the dining hall. My boy. Oops, they're leftover vegetables. Got to read that. Tanaka-san took the vegetables and fed them to Hat. Is this duck Kotori's pet? Are you allowed to keep pets here? Hot senpai. Someone had to design that custom-made hat for him. So the owner must have been keeping him. Just appeared one day. Habane-san also called him a housemate. It's a mystery. When she finished feeding Hat, Kanako-san got up from her seat.
さてと、一っ風呂浴びるかな。
Don't go walking around in your underwear again, okay?
なんでよ。いいじゃん、夏なんだし。
No.
ケチ。
With that sharp parting remark, Kanako-san left the dining room. Why does everyone have to insult me just before they leave? I felt a little hurt as I cleaned the dishes. Peek. After that, Habane-san poked her head into the dining hall. The timing was as if she was waiting for Kanako-san to leave. She doesn't seem to get along with her, so maybe she really was waiting. I thought she came to have dinner, but apparently she was searching for something. Probably the resignation thing, or withdrawal notice. She was looking under the table.
あと茶葉よ。ガガ
She went around the table once and then came past the counter in front of me.
ね、紙見なかった？
No, I haven't. What kind of paper? Oh, lying about
紙
it.
は紙よ。本当に見てない？
Really? Habane-san groaned while glaring at my face as she was trying to check if I told the truth. With a straight face, I was wiping the dishes with a towel. With no way to make sure, she went to look elsewhere. I'll put your dinner in the fridge, heat it up in the microwave, and eat it later, okay? I ended up lying to her. The thing she was looking for must have been the withdrawal notice that I picked up. Everyone's worried that if it continues on like this, she'll stop coming altogether. It looks like she's not really enjoying school. Adaha's words crossed my mind. It appears that Habane-san really intended to drop out of school. What am I doing? Why didn't I return the withdrawal notice to her? I stood there, not quite sure about my own feelings. Okay, finally a chapter break. Yeah, that's a little one. I think I was probably split it into like 40-minute episodes if the chapters are this long. But not complaining. It was a pretty good chapter. That's actually kind of a cool transition.
おはようございます。
Yeah, lots of transitions. Some are kind of basic. Some are cool. The corner thing for flashbacks is terrible. But that was a good episode, meeting new characters. We still have a couple to meet. Like, we'll probably be formally introduced to the airplane lady. And we still have to meet An-chan. And probably other characters. Like I said, there's more characters. There's like 5 routes, so 5 girls. Not trying to look at their names. Again, I have the guide, but I like really skimmed through it without paying attention to like anything to make it as blind as possible. But I hope you enjoyed. I'll give my proper feelings, I guess, at the beginning of the next episode, because I'm pretty winded right now. Lots of reading. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good day. It was fun. I hope you had as much fun as I did. Okay. Goodbye, and see you next time, hopefully.